body bags where horror lies.
Hello and welcome to Body Bags. My name is James and I'm your Sunday night reviewer, and this evening I'll be taking a look at Ty West's The House of the Devil. So this is a 2009 movie, not that you might realise if you don't know much about the film you start watching it. It's very much in the fashion of like early 80s film, maybe dipping into the 70s. It has this very much the aesthetic of the film, but how it runs as well. It's like how we like follow the character and their development and how the kind of movie progresses. It's kind of so I was like kind of maybe it's a bit more the 70s because though it has the aesthetics of the 80s, you have that slower pace of like a 70s kind of movie. And I'll throw some, there will be spoilers in this film, so it's like it's kind of very much also the fashion of the 70s, like satanic cult movies, which is what this is. So we follow what's the name, just double check, Samantha. So Samantha, she's I think she was 30 when this was made, but she's a student, and she's just moving into a new house, well, a new apartment, and she's kind of worried about money and stuff like this, so she's talking about this with her friends. She's got like a roommate that's a bit of a slob and all things like that, and yeah, she just needs to make some more money. And then she basically answers this ad that she says that's pinned up on like one of these notice boards around the school, and it's for a babysitter. So it's Tom Noonan, the bad guy from Last Action Hero, the guy with the axe. Yeah, so he needs help with a baby. So he's going to pick her up and stuff like that. He stands her up, it's a bit weird, and then comes around that he actually phones her back again. It's kind of, it's very slow, the first act, and not really much relevance too much to the story. There's a couple of mildly creepy bits, like whenever she phones, it's like he doesn't answer but he calls back and stuff like that. It's like, well, how do you get this number? It's like a payphone, and then he has a personal number and stuff like that. So it's kind of, it doesn't click in so well. It seems a bit filler almost. But anyway, the second act, so it's at the house. Yeah, so her friend like takes her there, and yeah, one thing leads to another. Her friend gets shot in the face, which is pretty cool practical effect. It looks quite good. Yeah, it's done by this guy who's possibly one of the, he's like part of the cult. I don't know if it's like a family member or what, but like anyway, she's doing her babysitting job when Tom Noonan, so it's the father, he's explaining that it's not really a baby, it's like their son, but it's a bit strange, but she won't have to do anything. And she's like, this is really weird, and she asks for more money, gives her more money and stuff like that. Again, there's quite a few bits in there that's like, I don't really need this in the story, but oh well, it's there. And then they go, you think they go, and then it's kind of, yeah, this eerie suspense, because you know something's happening, but nothing ever really happens. Opening fridge doors, closing it. It's almost like there's a prelude to a jump scare without the jump scare being there in these different situations. I imagine this would have been quite good in the cinema maybe, although you might be a bit bored from the earlier bits like this, but there's quite a bit of tension in there. And so she gets hungry, orders a pizza, and the pizza guy, the number that's given is actually this member. So he gives her a pizza, she's like, it tastes weird, and it's laced with something. So she can hear things in the house, so she goes upstairs, and then one thing leads to another again, and she passes out. She wakes up, and she's on this ritualistic kind of star that's been put on the floor. The Satanists. So there's the dad, the mom, this possible son, and this other really creepy looking guy. Don't know if 100% sure if it's something that's been summoned or he's disfigured from something, but he's really weird looking. You'd say like there's many films where this would be the monster of the film. Anyway, he's painting these bits on her like this ritualistic thing, and she manages to break free very easy. Stabs the dad, stabs this weird monster thing. She gets chased, she gets shot, she stabs the mom, she stabs a lot of people, she slashes. She basically escapes from the house with Tom Noonan. He's chasing her, and then she starts to have these weird these kind of hallucinations. It's like whatever was painted onto her, this ritual had started and is taking place, and yeah, so it's starting to take effect, and it's like something's happening. She's there's like I said, this connection, whether it's possession, whether it's the planting of a demon seed inside of this child or something, and then she's in the hospital bed, and then it finishes, and that's kind of your film. So like I said, it's very slow paced. It has the feel of like very I know a lot of people say like 80s. It does look 80s. It's very 80s, like Woman, but it really has a 70s vibe for me, especially with like what the content of the film is, being a satanic cult sort of thing, and the pace of the film and like how it rolls out. It's like there's a lot of. I think it's a purposely thing done. We know like Ty West is a pretty damn fine director. It's like these padded bits, I think they're just part of the style of how the films were back then, and he's just introducing it to this film, and it goes together. It's a very nice package. Yeah, that's kind of my kind of run through of the film. It's enjoyable. It's not one that you'd watch too often. I know some people are very high on it, some people are very low on it. It kind of can be a bit of a divide with this one, but I thought it was entertaining, and I would recommend you give it a watch. If you want some high octane adrenaline stuff, this is not the one for you, but if you want something that's eerie, suspenseful, builds up slowly, I'd recommend this. But anyway, thank you very much, and I'll catch you guys next week. And this was the end of our theme week. Okay, thank you, bye bye.